Good morning, my friends. Well, it's October the 3rd, and it's time to, as they say, rip the band-aid off and pull out everything that isn't going to come back to full capacity here. As you can see, I'm going to come over to this side and show you the Plumeria. I don't know if you can see all of the leaves that are hanging that just got ripped, and once they get half ripped down, then that's it. It just all is hanging and looks dead. So we'll deal with that today. Everything that I did have blooming, like the pentas, that all needs to be taken care of. But this whole juicy fruit island, oh my goodness. My Asian pear got snapped right off. You can see this is the one that I bought from Bottom's Nursery. I bought two of them, and they had to replace the one. I should have had them replace both because this never came back. You can see what it's sending up. This is from the rootstock, which would have been a type of pear that grew well in southern soil. And then here's where the graft from the Asian pear would have been, and it just you can see that there's no life in it. There was no cadmium layer that would have been green, and it was just laying there on the side. So I took that in the house, or I'll throw it in the compost or whatever. All of my marigolds that were growing up around the moringas, they were all knocked on their side, as you can see. I was thinking about trying to either prop them up or push them to one side, because I don't know if you guys realize that marigolds have adventitious roots. Let me see if I can find one that has something like that. Can you see these little roots? Well, if I were to take this whole thing, let's say, and bury it, this whole thing would send out roots. And then the top, look, you can see I've even got blooms on it. But I'm thinking that I probably just need to pull everything out and start again. Sad, but yeah, the roof is still on the house, and the solar panels are still on the house, so those are all the good things. My peach tree, I tried to pull it back straight, and I did lobbed off about 3 feet off the top, and that I think kept it from really snapping. But this whole center bark was like over here. So I've just gradually been pulling it back, and I'll go ahead and tie it at some point. Let's see, the moringas, like I said, I really took them off. I just brutally took them off, and hopefully then they'll resprout in this area. If they don't, well, then we go with something else. But here's all this moringa. I have moringa for our breakfast for the next month or so. This is the Asian pear that did make it. You can see it's still sending out new leaves. My figs, I had the little figs on the side of the house. They all made it, but you can see it's getting be that time of the year where figs will start to lose their leaves. Here in Florida, they'll go completely. So let's see, the hibiscus made it was no problem. The one that's down there was actually laying on its side and just needed to be replanted, so that turned out okay. I had already pulled out sweet potatoes, so they were fine. I think everything else, kind of took it like a champ. Again, Plumeria, when you see leaves that are tattered and torn, you might as well just either tear them off. My neighbor actually took hers. I gave her a couple Plumeria a few years ago, and hers are small like this. you know, just at that 5-foot height. And she had read that you take them and go ahead and cut them off, you know, like cut all the leaves right at about there rather than just snapping them off. But and that way the wind would go through the tree and wouldn't take the actual branch, which was probably a good idea. But I didn't read that same thing, so I lost some branches, and I will have some to plant, and I'll show you that in a later video on how we're going to plant them. So that was all I wanted to show you with it. The jury's still out. I keep looking at these and going, just rip everything out and start anew. And then I see blooms at the top, and I think, oh wait, I've come so far. So anyway, it's you know, I'll change my mind a few times before I get there. So I hope you all have a great day. Come back and see me again soon. And remember to garden what you've got. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.